This video is meant to show the user how to appropriately fill in and print the approved lab door sign for Clemson University. The first thing you'll need to do is open your web browser and go to the Research Safety website. The address is shown here. On the list of items on the left side of the screen, you'll see the link titled Lab Door Sign. Click on it. This will open the screen to the link for the instructions. Click on the link to open the PDF file for instructions within the web browser. You'll need to follow these instructions when filling the lab door sign. Scroll to the bottom of the screen and click on the appropriate orientation for the sign. Most people will need the 8.5 by 11 portrait orientation. You notice that this opens up a PDF of the sign within the web browser. Parts of this sign are editable, however, you will be unable to make the needed changes within the web browser. You will first need to save the sign as a PDF. You can see here I'm able to change the revision date, but the symbols, like the biohazard symbol, remain. So you want to save the PDF to some place where you'll be able to find it. I've chosen to save the sign template to my desktop where I can easily find it. Once you've downloaded the sign template, go back on your web browser to the sign instructions. You will need the instructions to complete the sign correctly. So minimize the window for the web browser. And then open the PDF from the location where you saved it. You will notice now that many more areas of the sign will be able to be edited. The first thing that you should do upon opening the sign is click on the two squares in the layers on the left side of your screen, as shown here. This will give you the ability to remove the biohazard, laser, or radiation symbol, as well as change the color of the dot. So you see you have to click on those boxes to remove the appropriate symbols. I removed all of them and then placed the biohazard symbol back just as an example. You can also change the color of the dot here. You'll notice all three are checked, so you need to uncheck them all and then check the appropriate color for your application. Make sure that the color of the dot matches the phrase that's given in the pull-down menu there to the right. If it's a red dot, custodians are not allowed to enter. If it's a green dot, they are. If it's a yellow dot, then they are allowed to enter with an escort. At this point, you'll be able to go over to the check boxes and check the appropriate chemical hazard categories. If you have compressed gases or other hazards or unstable chemicals, make sure that you list those here. As an example, I'm listing carbon dioxide and nitrogen. I'm also choosing to select my biosafety level as biosafety level 2. If you have special conditions for entry to the lab, you'll need to remember to, one, check biosafety level 2, and then also mention the agent and the reason that there are additional entry requirements into the laboratory in the space given below the selection of the biosafety level. You also need to go and fill in the additional entry requirements in the appropriate white square shown here. In this example, we're doing a lab that does human cells, so people would need to be trained on bloodborne pathogens and be in medical surveillance, have the vaccination, etc. This is just given as an example. Don't forget to go up and put your lab door number in, along with the revision date of the sign. Now you'll need to go down to the bottom and fill in the name of the principal investigator of the lab, including their department, office number, and an after-hours number. The reason for the after-hours number is so that in the event of an emergency, the people that know the most about the lab can be contacted. Then next you'll include the building manager. You can also include the department safety coordinator on the third line. And there are additional lines given for additional staff, such as lab members, graduate students, lab managers, stuff like that. Just make sure that this information stays up to date. The principal investigator or the building manager or the department safety coordinator or the safety contacts, like the lab manager, for example, change, then you'll need to update your laboratory door sign. The laboratory door sign will also need to be updated if the hazards in your lab change. Make sure that the sign is printed in color when you're finished. Note that many of the changes to the sign cannot be saved, so you'll need to print it from wherever it is that you edited. If you have any questions about this sign, you can go to the Research Safety website and use the Ask RS function. You're also welcome to email me. My email address is rclark3@clemson.edu.